Hello everyone, and welcome to JB's Total Gaming, where today I'm going to be looking at probably my favorite iOS game that I've spent the most time playing, Dream Quest. So this is a game that, well, actually Hearthstone is probably the game I play the most, but that technically started on PC, so this is an iOS only. Fair warning, this may be the best game on iOS. It may also be the ugliest game on iOS. So it is a pretty inexpensive game, but it is not pretty. Here are the classes right here that I have unlocked, and then you can do random class. And in general, my favorite class to play is Paladin. It may be one of the more boring classes, but it is one that I am the only one that I've beaten the game with. Interestingly enough, I actually just beat the game for the third time ever today. Well, kind of beat it, but anyways, So if you guys want to check out the game here, you can check that out, and if you want to stay a little bit longer, I will show you kind of the third level of that run. Basically, this is, if you're a PC gamer, this is a rouge-light game where, and let's go ahead and get started to show you as we go, where you are going to be crawling around a dungeon, and you're going to be fighting monsters, and then as you fight more and more monsters, you will be able to basically get more stuff and unlock more cards and more things that you can do in the game. And you're going to die a lot. So we start off with a talent, and usually when playing Paladin I start off with training, so I can have more health, more mana, more different things. But this one, basically each character has a starting deck. So each class plays very, very differently from each other. The Paladin has basic attack cards and this card. I really like this card, and I like to level it up as soon as possible. So I choose to upgrade that from level 1 to level 2. At any point, you can look at your deck, and then this card here now basically does 4 damage and gains 4 health instead of 2. And then I can't level up this card. It basically is a prayer card that I can choose how many rounds that this card will take until it triggers, and it's basically out of my deck until it triggers, and then the effect happens. So there's a bunch of different cards. There are attack cards, action cards, spell cards, all different kinds of stuff, prayer cards, and as you play the game, you're going to be unlocking more cards for your deck and deciding which cards you want to go in your deck and which cards you want to get out of your deck. The Paladin's ability is every couple of fights, they get to level up one of their attack cards, basically, that they start the game with, because they're pretty terrible cards. So as you play the game, you're going to be able to fight monsters. So here's a level 1 pixie here. You can buy more cards at places like this. So if I go here, I only have 15 gold right now, so I can't buy any of these cards. But you can look at each one of them, see what it does, and depending on the kind of, so here's another one of those holy strikes that are like, I may buy that eventually if I have the gold. There are things like this where you can upgrade a card for free. This is pretty nice, so I can go ahead and upgrade this holy strike to level 3, which is the highest level. Awesome, but if I want to upgrade again, it'll cost 5 gold, and then it'll progressively get more and more each time I go to the same place to upgrade. So let's go ahead and fight a level 1 monster to show you kind of what the combat looks like. Now when you start at level 1, you're only drawing 2 cards, you're fighting super simple things, and it's going to look kind of dumb. But as the game progresses, it gets more and more complex. You're adding cards to your deck, you're taking cards away, and you're kind of figuring out how you're going to play that character. Your character also levels up and gets different abilities. So there are equipment cards you can have, and if you have an equipment slot in your character, it'll trigger things like that. There's all kinds of cool stuff. So this probably isn't going to come into play. So this character only has 3 health, but so we can see pretty much every character has some sort of special abilities, and there's little icons here, you can click on it, and in general, the early level monsters aren't going to have a whole lot of stuff that is really going to make that much of a difference. So we'll go ahead and defeat that monster. We basically get experience according to the level of that monster, so we get 1 experience for level 1, and then so we got 1 experience and then 2 gold. Each monster, you open a treasure chest, get your experience, and then gold that you can use to spend on stuff. So what level is this guy? Okay, this is a level 1, so we'll go ahead and fight this guy. So what's interesting about this one is as you play the game, you'll get to learn what the different monsters do, which is a part of playing a roguelite sort of game. But again, if you are a board gamer, this game is a deck builder, because as you play, if you play all your cards, you will reshuffle all your discarded cards and then draw your hand up again, and it's all about getting the right cards for your deck and also getting rid of the cards you don't really want. But this person prevent the next card played by your opponent from having the effect. So you'll learn that with these guys, you want to play whatever card you're not worried. So that card didn't trigger, it didn't happen. But then this card, because it's level up to level 3, will just crush the guy in one hit. It is just a level 1 monster though, and in general they're pretty easy. So here's our first level up. So we can either gain 1 action per round. Actions are green rimmed cards, And in general, you start the game with 1 action. You can see below my character to the right, there's 23 out of 23 health, 0 out of 4 mana. And then down below, there's my gold, my starting mana, my actions, and the cards I draw to start each round. All of those can be leveled up as you play. So I can either get 1 more action or get this wisdom card that gets me 3 mana on a card. So one of the really interesting things about this game is you can have a play style that you've learned with a certain character, but you can't always use, you can't go after a certain deck build all the time, because what you're going to have available to you in each run is going to be different. So if I go with action, I might be more willing to get action cards, because you don't want too many of them, because if you draw multiple ones, you may not be able to play them on a turn. But if I go with wisdom, I might be more willing to get spells. So I'm going to go ahead and go with wisdom, and maybe I'll come across some spell cards later in the game, knowing that I'll be able to generate. So here's another upgrade thing. So I still don't have enough money to buy that other damage dealing and healing card, but when I do, I know there's another anvil, so I can use that once to upgrade for free as well. And I think I can go to each one of them to upgrade for 5 also. Now, whenever you run over these kind of health symbols or whatever, you'll regenerate some health, or heal some health. So in general, you don't want to run over them while you can avoid them and you don't need any health, but I basically can't progress anywhere right now because these trees block my path. I'm going to have to run over them to unlock some more of the map. And again, all of that is randomly generated, and sometimes, again, you can just have a setup that just isn't going to work for you. So this guy doesn't have any special abilities, actually. That's kind of a rarity. We're going to deal some damage, and then he'll hit us back. So we won't be able to quite finish him off this round. You notice now some of our cards, like, as we win battles, they'll go from attack 1 to 2, and then after they're all attack 2, then they'll go from 2 to 3, so on and so forth. But there's still cards so we can't quite finish this guy off. There's still cards we're going to want to get rid of if we can, because they're really just not that great. So there's a fireball, but we'll be able to get some of our health back with that card. So we'll trigger now, we're back up to 20 health, and then we'll get 2 experience and 7 gold. So this guy is a level 3. Yeah, let's go. We should be able to win this fight, and that way we don't have to worry about getting that health. So this guy basically, I think every other round he does flying, where he takes no damage. So what I'm going to do is, you can always pass even with cards in your hand, and you'll have those cards on the next round. I know I can deal 4 damage next round, so I'm just going to go ahead and pass. I could play these cards and they basically wouldn't deal any damage to the guy, and that would be not good. So I know I can finish him off if I hold on to those cards. So there we go. So we leveled up again. So while getting and this is one of these tricky things. So getting more health is always nice. I'm playing a character that likes to be able to heal itself. Or I could go with more mana, which would again make me more apt to go get the spell cards. But I'm just going to go ahead and go with the health, because I feel like that's a safer bet. All right, so it looks like I'm going to have to run over that health node no matter what in order to progress. All right, so here's level 3. So we should be able to, and we're level 3 now, and we actually unlocked an ability here. So when you level up, you get a choice of what thing you want to get, and they'll give you 2 choices. They could be cards, it could be gold, it could be all health, mana upgrades, whatever. Whenever you finish a level of the dungeon, you get to pick one of those cool upgrades that we picked when we started the game, and there'll be more upgrades to choose from with each level that you clear, and then you also get to pick one when you hit level 10, which is the max level. So now I have the ability to deal 2 extra damage for each physical attack or whatever that I play, which is nice because later on in the game you might have cards that draw cards and things like that, and you might be playing 6, 7 physical attack damage cards. So let's go ahead and let's just do this for 1 turn. We should be able to finish this guy off next round. So whatever damage we take, we'll probably get most of that healed back, and then we'll just be able to finish this guy off. So the game slowly builds. In general, so here a treasure chest. They sometimes can be a mimic if you're ever played D&D, a monster that attacks us. So here we go. So this is an action card. So if we were to play this, we gain another action. At the end of your turn, draw a card and gain an action. Oh. Okay, I'm probably not even going to bother with this right now. There are classes that kind of play heavily on action cards, and that isn't really how I'm playing right now, so it wouldn't be a terrible card for me to get, but it wouldn't really do a lot for me. So what do we have here? So just 2 gold? Definitely. Flame Slash. Yeah, we're going to take this card. This is another card we can upgrade at those anvils, which will be nice. So we're going to take this one. And that's a big thing as you play the game, is learning what cards you want to take and what ones you don't. Because at first you're just going to be like, oh, this card's going to take it. And then you realize that it's just terrible for you. So what do? Draw 3 cards, then discard 3. I actually don't really like that card. So, okay, so this here is the boss of the first level. So he's level 4, and I really don't want to fight this guy yet. So let's see, do we have... I think we just have enough gold now to buy this. Nice. Alright, so we're going to go to this anvil, and we're going to upgrade that. And then once we get 10 gold, so go ahead, confirm. Alright, so then we can upgrade that to 3rd level and upgrade our Flame Strike. The reason why I also want cards that don't deal... Let's go ahead and see what's here if we don't have any money. Alright, pendant, yeah, again, if we get spells, the pendant isn't nice. So this is an equipment card I was talking about. So if you don't have an equipment slot on your character, which is something you can get as a level upgrade, it's something you can get as like a zone upgrade after you clear a floor, basically. If you have an equipment slot, then equipment will go in there and it'll have its effect starting turn 1 of each fight you go into. If you don't have it, then it's just a card in your deck, and you will equip it basically after you draw it and play it, and then you'll have it out. Basically, almost like a buff or an enchantment or something in other card games. So that's not a bad one, especially if we get some... let's see here. Do we want to fight this person at level 4? Yeah, we're at full health, so let's go ahead and do it. So again, now you notice here there's a timer over here on the left side. Some of these creatures, these cheetahs, not only does your first card not count for anything, but you only have a certain amount of time to play the round. So I probably should have gotten another level up before I did this, but yeah, we'll be able to defeat it though. Nice, so we got another heal again, so we'll discard that. And if I don't finish my round basically before the timer goes down, then just my turn ends, and then it's the opponent's turn. Alright, so what do we have here? This one's a little bit better. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. I don't mind that, or gain 5 health for 1 mana. I'm going to go ahead. I don't want to fill up on action cards because I only have 1 action, but we will go ahead and take the inner focus here for that level up. And then, again, we're at full health, but we've mostly cleared this, so I'm not too worried about it. So here's another place. What do we have here? Haste is not bad. Storm Slash is not bad, but before we do anything else, since we have the 10, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the 2 cards that we can. But, yeah, you will run into creatures... oh, that's right, because I used one of them at 5. They all upgrade to 10 at this point. Okay, that's right. Let's see here. So let's go ahead and finish off if there's any other monsters here. Alright, there's another treasure chest. Alright, so this one... And this one's kind of interesting, I don't know. Basically, you can not play any cards in a round and then have a bunch of cards for your next round. It's pretty neat. But I'm not. So let's go ahead and fight the first level boss and see if we can beat it. But yeah, there's some monsters that are just immune to physical damage. So playing a paladin, if you have like all physical damage, you're kind of in trouble. So let's go ahead and discard that 1 attack. Do Prayer of Life. So let's go ahead and say 4 rounds. So basically that will heal us for a certain amount. So it'll heal us for 12 health after 4 rounds goes, and it kind of stays off to the side until that happens. So you've got to see most of the cards in the game and how they function. And basically that's how the game is going to work. You're going to go through randomly generated levels, fight monsters, and build your deck. And there are a bunch of different classes to try out. There are a bunch of different cards to try out. And then, so he's making us discard 1. That's fine. We'll discard this one, but we should be able to defeat him on this turn. Yeah, so that was a pretty easy first level of the dungeon. So what I'm going to do now is... let's go ahead and get in action. So I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this this game and kind of show you the unlock system, and then if you want to stick around, you can check out me playing through the third level of a game and actually getting through the third level of the dungeon and seeing a little bit more deeper gameplay after I've improved my deck quite a bit. I played a practice game basically for this video, and then I decided to record the last level because the run was going really well. It's not the best example of complicated play because I have a really thinned out, very focused deck, but you can have some crazy decks too depending on the build you end up going for in that run and the character that you are using. Alright, so as you play the game, again, there are 3 difficulty levels, but you don't get any achievements if you're playing on the easy difficulty level, and you get double the achievements if you're playing on the Velociraptor difficulty level. But what do achievements do? So here's all the achievements that I have, and they start out pretty basic. You know, die once. I have a lot of deaths. Oh my gosh, I probably shouldn't have shown that stat. And there's some real simple ones, but as you go, there are tiers of them. So for example, up here, you know, deal 20,000 damage or whatever, and then as you unlock these, you gain access to more cards, more character classes, more level up things you can do and stuff like that. And let's see here, yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff here, but still quite a few that I haven't actually beat. Like, I've never actually beat the Lich, and I've only cleared the dungeon as the Paladin. So a lot of these are going to be unlocked, and then you can, you know, see what it will unlock by getting that. So you can look through this at any point and say, oh, I really want to unlock this character, or, and now it doesn't tell you what the cards or the abilities do necessarily, but you will be able to see that. And actually, this one I just you get to see if you want to check out the video. I think that was the first time I actually defeated the Phoenix, so that was kind of cool that I got that achievement. So there are lots of achievements you can get throughout the game. Some of them super simple, some of them a little bit more complicated, like a lot of roguelite games. Basically, you unlock more stuff as you play. So basically what I think about Dream Quest is that it's pretty amazing. There is a ton of depth, and it has some of the best deck building card combat of any game I've seen. There's a ton of monster variety, and even though the game kind of looks like garbage and may be hard to convince you to check out, the gameplay itself is where it's at, and it's pretty awesome, and it's a game that I have left installed on this since I got the game. I don't know how long ago, and I highly recommend checking out. Like I said, if you want to check out, you know, some of the third level gameplay, go ahead and keep on watching, and we will get to that. And if not, thanks a lot for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll be back with more videos. Talk to you guys again soon. Alright, so here we are on the third level of the dungeon, and things are going pretty well. So you can see that we are level 8, and if I check out my deck, I have a pretty small deck that's very refined. I've managed to get rid of all of my starter cards, which is something I don't think I've ever done before. But basically, once you reach certain levels, you know, you get to choose your ability, and one of the abilities that I've unlocked in the game is Purify, that lets you get rid of 3 cards, and I'd gotten rid of most of the other ones before. And it's kind of nice because I've got some flame damage, I've got some pierce damage, and I've got some a lot of physical damage. So, like I said, the Paladin is the one I like to play. I like to do a lot of physical damage and healing, but some monsters are immune or take half damage to physical damage or whatever, so I do have a little bit of variety in here. Plus I have 2 equipped items. I basically can't take damage on my turn, so anything that would hit me during my turn, which happens more often than you might think, won't trigger. And then I have this Bloody Knuckles, which basically allows me to get extra cards depending on the situation, based on if me or my enemy has less than half health. So I went with a really small, efficient deck. I originally got this Wisdom card thinking I was going to go with some spells in this deck, but I ended up not doing that. So like I said, we're actually doing pretty well. So let's see here. Let's get the health for free, and then get buy the experience and health while we're here. And like I said, is there anything good in here? Oh, Rallying Stroke is super nice. So deal 2 damage and deal 2 cards. So there are times with the Paladin, if I start to thin my deck out, that I will basically draw my deck pretty much every turn. Alright, I don't really have spell cards in my deck, so yeah, we're going to buy Rallying Stroke and add that to our deck. And then let's see here, so we got a level 8 monster, level 7, yeah, so we'll go ahead and fight this guy. Now this run is going really well, so as I say that, I'll probably get wrecked here. So, oh yeah, these guys mess with your, so we're definitely going to draw our entire deck every time with this guy, because his special ability, because again, most of the monsters have special abilities, both players draw 3 additional cards at the start of their turn. So it really doesn't matter how we play this, we're going to draw through everything. So let's go ahead and set this to, I don't know, 4 turns? I guess we'll see. We should get plenty of healing because we'll be using our Holy Strikes over and over. Yeah, so we're not even going to draw any more cards with our Slash, which would normally draw a card. This healing isn't going to do anything for us at this point because we have full health, but it'll help us later. So we might be able to wreck this guy pretty quickly. I probably shouldn't have even gone 4 turns with that prayer card that does healing, because it'll heal me in 4 turns, but this fight might not last that long. So yeah, we're drawing our entire deck. And then we should probably be able to kill him next round, and we're getting so much healing. Yeah, this kind of small, efficient deck works really well, but there are times in this game, depending on... Yeah, we're drawing even more cards, so we definitely want to hit him with our healing stuff. And one more. There, so we get back to pretty decent health after beating that guy. And then I can gain... So what does this do? Yeah, so I got another level up, and then you always get 2 choices, and they can be abilities, cards, or all different kinds of stuff when you level up. So, 8 mana. I only have 7 starting mana. I do have that 3 mana and draw a card, but still, I don't think that's really going to work with this build, so we're just going to get 12 health, which is fine, and then we do refill our health whenever we level up. Okay, I don't want to hit those health things if I don't have to. Yeah, so we should be able to beat this warrior. So yeah, this should definitely give you... So this guy dodges 20% of regular attacks, so good thing he didn't dodge that. Nice. Alright, he dodged that one though. And then we'll ping him down. Or he'll keep dodging, we won't really ping him down. So, and as you level up too, each character is going to get more skills and whatever. So the Paladin will eventually get this ability, where they can deal 2 extra damage for basically every attack, or that they can heal fully with the other one. So, and I think each character ends up with, I think it's just 2 that every time you play with that character, those are abilities you have. So there's another kind of neat thing about the game is using, and there's some really neat abilities. There's a guy that steals cards from opponents' decks. I mean, there's guys who can reveal the board, there's guys who can teleport, so all different kinds of crazy stuff going on. Alright. Yeah, so we should easily be able to... if he quits dodging our attacks. Alright, so... we're not going to be able to kill him this round. That's a bummer. Well, we'll be able to kill him next round, hopefully. So as you can see, the game definitely escalates depending on, what you're... let's get some healing in. And depending on how you play, you'll kind of learn what your strategy is, what you want the character that you like to play to. So let's see what's in this chest. W current. If I was playing with spells, I'd probably grab that. But that's, again, an important thing about this game is not just getting more cards in your deck, but deciding which cards you actually want in your deck. Yeah, so that's the boss. I don't think I've ever beat the Phoenix on the regular difficulty level. So let's go, let's fight the Storm Giant and see how that goes. Alright, see what cards we get. This is probably going to be a long fight. Let's go 4 rounds on that. Just deal a bunch of damage. Yeah, so when you first start playing the game, you're like, oh, that card sounds cool, that card sounds cool, but you really have to think about what, what's going to clog up your deck, what ability is going to go well with your character, and you also can't just go with one single build either. You can't try to build the same deck every time, because you're going to be unlocking new stuff, and the stuff you find in any given map, because it's all generated, is going to be pretty random. So yeah, we'll basically draw, we'll draw our entire deck here, and then draw one we won't even get. So let's see if we can get most of our health back, and then we should be able to, because that was piercing damage, I got past his armor and finish him off. So nice, we're back to pretty high health, pretty easy fight there. I might go ahead, because I do have a little bit of damage, I'll go ahead and pop this and see what we come across. Alright, I guess we'll go ahead and fight this guy now. We're at pretty close to full health. So that's the thing, is you have to adapt to what is going on in the current map that you're playing, what you've had available to you, and kind of adapt your game to each time you play. And sometimes you're just going to get messed over. There's you basically have physical damage and you can't get around a guy, and that guy doesn't take physical damage or whatever. But that's something you have to keep in mind. And the more you play the game, the more you'll see, like, okay, what are weaknesses of the builds I'm going after, and kind of change the way you play. Both as you get experience, yeah, again, I'm getting all these spell cards in these chests that aren't really helping me out a lot. So it looks like we definitely don't want to fight the boss yet. And we would use this anvil to upgrade our cards, but none of all of our cards that we have right now are upgraded. The ones that can be upgraded are upgraded. Oh, okay, so this guy. So these guys basically cancel out the first card that you play every round, so you have to keep that in mind. And some of the high level ones too, I think they like have a timer per the round. So I'm actually going to just cancel out the wisdom. I don't really need that, but rallying stroke will draw some more stuff. Yeah, so we should be able to finish this off pretty quickly. So and that's what's really interesting, is you'll get to know the characters, what they do. The first time you come across something, you just might be like, what the heck? There are creatures who basically don't like can't take damage. You just have to survive a certain number of rounds. There are creatures that you have to kill within a certain number of rounds. There's just all kinds of variety of creatures and play styles that you can do. Curse of Doom is pretty sweet. I'm not really worried about gaining mana. All damage is piercing. That's not bad. I kind of like that. But you know what? I think I don't know. We're not going to buy the Curse of Doom yet. We might maybe buy it before the boss fight, though, or something like that. So let's see how far we can get, if we can actually beat the game, if you will, in this run. Alright, so we'll go 3 rounds on this. We haven't been triggering our healing, but we haven't really needed to, because I've got 3 of these Holy Strikes that do damage and healing. But against certain monsters, that is a lot less effective. Alright, so yeah, we should be able to finish them next round. Alright, so let's just see. Yeah, we get another healing. So yeah, back up to near full health. Yeah, back up to full health. Nice. Alright, so this run is going pretty smoothly, actually, which is surprising. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably going to save that for later. So no matter where I go now, I'm going to have to run over one of these, even though I don't really need it, because I want to finish off all the monsters on the level before I fight the boss here. Alright, now these shrines are weird. You can... basically, I'm not going to invoke it, but there's also these randomly generated shrines that basically give you, like, a buff. So, you can kind of sometimes tell what the buff is going to be, but they also give you a negative. So based on the text, or just by invoking them all, in general, you're going to get, like, a certain buff and then also a certain detriment. And while there are times it could be worthwhile, in general, I don't tend to do them. Yeah, this guy's got a ton of health, so we're going to go 5 rounds on that heal ability, because, yeah, the longer you wait on this card, the more rounds you wait for it to heal yourself, the more healing it does. So, yeah, does it show us that? Yeah. So we'll get, more health, basically. Alright, so you... Yeah. Yeah, but this guy... Yeah, and we are basically drawing our deck as long as we get certain cards in our hand and doing a bunch of damage and doing a bunch of healing, so that is a pretty nice combo. And yeah, there are still times, depending on what the situation is, where I'll die before I get out of the first level. That doesn't happen super often, but it does happen. But yeah, I figured I'd record this run because it is going pretty well, and those of you interested in the game kind of see what's going on. So again, this build is basically... draw cards, heal while I do damage, and have a small efficient deck. But you're not always going to have that option. There are basically things that you'll come across that allow you to forget cards out of your deck. That's what it's called, but when you cull cards or whatever you want to call it. So we're going to finish off this guy before we get our heal. Oh, I see, that was kind of dumb. I should have played this Holy Strike before I finished him off. I wasn't really paying attention. But we leveled up to level 10 anyways. So this is kind of cool. When you get to level 10, you get to choose another talent on the tree. You normally get these when you finish a level. So what do I want? I don't even remember. Your opponent's hand size are reduced by 1. I kind of like that. Yeah. I mean, there's other stuff I can do. There's one where I come back from the dead basically once, which might be good. But you know what? Yeah, I think I'm going to go with opponent's hand size, and then I get one of these cards. Draw 3 cards and discard 1, or a 12 mana spell. Well, we don't have the mana, so we're definitely going to choose this. And we don't really have any action cards yet. Basically, this little hourglass symbol up below our mana bar in kind of on the right side of the screen shows that we have 1 action right now. There are characters that use a bunch of action cards and get a bunch of actions as they level up, but that's not something that we're really doing here. So we don't want too many action cards because so we're almost guaranteed at this point to draw our entire deck, which I don't know. Sometimes it's better if you can maybe not. You don't want either one of the cards that it offers you, because it's nice that we get that card draw, but we have to discard 1, and we're basically drawing our deck every turn anyway, so I don't know. We're probably going to buy some more cards, though, as we go. And then, yeah, our equipment also draws cards, so yeah, let's go ahead and use Study, and then we'll discard Wisdom, probably. Yeah, because Slash is going to draw us our last card. Alright, which would draw us 2 more and draw us Wisdom again. Alright, that's fine. So, yeah, we're going to finish this guy off. Nice. Again, I should use my healing stuff first, but... Alright. Oh, these guys are annoying. I might not even fight this guy. I don't know. I don't really need to. I might just go and fight the boss at this point, because I am at max level right now. So let's get some health. I don't know. I'm going to fight this guy just to see if I unlock another store, another treasure chest, or something like that. So let's slash study. I don't really have... I'm going to go ahead and discard the... We haven't even been having our prayers trigger for us, and we'll draw it again anyway, so what am I talking about? Yeah, because we just draw everything. So let's do 3 rounds, and then hit this guy for a bunch of damage. Yeah, and thankfully we haven't come across a lot of guys where physical isn't helpful. Because I have, when I started playing Paladin, I had these totally physical-based decks, which wasn't really good. So yeah, we'll just redraw this one. It doesn't really matter, because, well, you do come across creatures that basically don't take physical damage. So I keep not playing my... so I'm trying to talk and I'm not necessarily playing it. So yeah, this is why I wanted to fight this guy, to see if we came across... So these are all spells. This one's only 2 mana. That's pretty good. It's only 2 mana. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and grab this one. So Elemental Shroud, you take half damage from elements. Yeah, so I probably only want to buy one of these because I don't have a ton of mana, and basically I'm going to get 3 whenever I play that one card. So both of these are pretty good, but I think I'm just going to take this one for now. So was there anything here that we wanted to buy? It's not bad. Oh yeah, we might as well. Let's go ahead and get another Pierce 3, just because we almost have too many cards, or too few cards in our deck at this point. I'm going to go ahead and get the Curse of Doom as well. That can be particularly good against the Phoenix, because the Phoenix turns into an egg and then you have to kill the egg. It's kind of this weird thing. Let me just check real quick. Yeah, we didn't want anything in these chests. And let's see if we can beat the 3rd level boss. Alright, so we'll get some mana. Nice, we got Curse of Doom round 1, which is always nice. And then hopefully we will have enough healing that we can do some cool stuff. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put you to 5 turns, because we probably won't have to use you for a while. And then just try to do as much damage as possible. So what do your abilities do again? I know what the Phoenix does when you quote-unquote kill it. Each time your opponent plays an attack card, deal 2 damage. Alright, that's a bummer, because we got all these attack cards, but... Alright, so... I don't know, we'll discard Wisdom, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, because we keep going through our deck, we're getting that healing, which is nice. Alright, so we're drawing more cards now. So let's heal up. Alright, so what does this do? It deals 6 damage? Okay, I'm going to deal 6 damage. And then I'm going to actually end my turn here, and this may seem a little bit weird, but this is from having played this boss before. Basically, when it dies, it turns into an egg, and I have to damage the egg, and then it comes back at full health the next turn. So by defeating this guy right now, I will only be able to play 1 card to do damage to the egg. And that doesn't really make a lot of sense, and then he'll just regenerate to mostly full health. I think it ticks down a little bit. So we are not going to do that. Alright, let's discard Wisdom, I guess. Or do we have anything that's drawing us cards? Not really. I'm actually going to discard this instead, and then see if maybe we draw it. Alright, so there's Slash. Alright, so now we just did a little bit of damage, and now we can hit the egg. And nice, we got Rallying Stroke. So, you know what? I probably should have done this before I use my Slash, but I'm going to use my ability that deals 2 extra damage every time that I do an attack card, because we really want to hit this guy hard while he is in egg form. Nice, that was pretty good. Alright, so now he's going to pop back into Phoenix form. Yeah. But, okay, Curse of Doom hit and dealt 50 damage right there, so that's pretty nice. Alright, so what do we want to discard? So I'm going to discard Slash. See if we end up drawing everything back anyways. Alright, so yeah, we're at pretty much full health. So same idea here. We'll see next turn if we want to try to finish him off and deal damage to the egg again, or just deal a little bit of damage. Alright, so we're totally healed up. So we're actually in pretty good shape. And then this does... oh, Overhealing is converted to piercing damage. Nice. Alright, so we're going to deal some damage. Yeah, we're definitely going to finish him off and then hit the egg again this turn. So let's discard... I guess we'll discard that, because we definitely want to get that Doom thing going. So yeah, so let's deal some damage to the egg. Not a ton of damage. That maybe I should have waited to do that, but we definitely want to hit the egg as much as possible. So all right, let's set you to 5 turns again. And yeah, this is a pretty tough boss. I mean, we don't really need the healing right now, so let's just deal as much damage as possible and see if we can get this guy low enough. So let's heal, do a little bit of damage with that. Alright, he's not quite low enough to that I probably don't want to finish him off this turn. So let's heal up, get his health low. So what do you deal? You deal 10, you deal 6. Perfect. Alright. Oh, does he? Takes no damage from fire. That's right. Alright, well still, that's fine. He'll be down to 7 health here, and we'll be able to deal a ton of damage to the egg, hopefully. Let's do Rallying Stroke first, see what we get, then Play Steady. Alright, we'll discard Wisdom, do Slash. Alright, so let's see how much damage we can do. So we'll heal up all the way. Use this. So are we going to be able to kill it this turn? Are we going to... Oh my gosh, we're going to be able to get it to 5. Okay. So next time we turn him into an egg, we... Oh, alright. That would have been nice if... That's alright though. So at least it didn't deal damage to him where he had like 1 health, and then it dealt 50 damage but only did 1. So, yep, that'll do damage to him. So we didn't really have any draw that turn. Okay. So I don't know if we're going to be able to finish him off or not. We'll have to see how much damage we can do here. So let's see what we get. Study. Yeah, I think we have enough damage now that we can probably finish off even the egg form. We'll see. Rallying stroke, through curse of doom. Alright, this doesn't do us any good. Pierce. Alright. So he's at 1, yeah, so we'll finish him off next turn. Probably should have got rid of it, because you can discard cards as well. Alright, so this only deals 2, so let's get him into egg form. Nice. And then, we'll just finish him off. Alright. So that was the level 3 boss, and I don't remember ever beating the Phoenix before in regular. So that might have been an achievement I unlocked. Alright, so there you go. There is Dream Quest. Yeah, that was the kind of default difficulty of the game. I have not beat the game on Velociraptor. I can only imagine what that is like. So yeah, so you guys got to witness only my third time ever beating the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it and seeing kind of what the game looks like as you get later on. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll be back on JB Solo Gaming with more board gaming and video gaming and apps. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and subscribe. I appreciate it, and we will see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.